Hey everybody, it's Kyle. Hey, today I want to talk about a different kind of love. The kind of love I think that you probably have for your child on the spectrum. And I guess I hadn't really been aware of this until a few years ago when my son and I were invited to speak at a small event. And my son was 17 at the time, and he was talking about how you can make your typical kids feel loved and cared about. And one of the things he talked about the 4 A's. Can't remember what they were. I think they were acceptance, availability, affection, and appreciation. That's it. But the acceptance one kind of stood out to me for this reason. In his presentation, he shared with the group that the way he saw acceptance was he felt loved, and it wasn't based on his performance, and it wasn't even based on his effort. He knew, my oldest typical son knew we loved him because, for no reason other than just because. And it was an unconditional love, and it wouldn't stop. And he shared that with the group, and it had never really crossed my mind that he felt that way until at 17 he shared that. And it was a touching thing to see. But more than anything, it has propelled me and reminded me on many occasions that, for us to expect that our children on the spectrum will ever say, I love you. Some of us will never hear that. But it doesn't mean they don't feel it. A few years back, my son one of my 2 sons on the spectrum decided he didn't like me. It's probably been maybe 4 years ago. And maybe it's because I'm the guy who, I guess I'm the disciplinarian in a way, because if he doesn't want to do something and he needs to, I'm the one that makes it happen. And so I think I'm the hammer that comes down. And I say hammer, but you can probably imagine it's not really a hammer. It's more of I take my time and I try to get him to fulfill those things that are very important, and I know he needs what's best for him. And so what has happened to our relationship is I really don't get much good feedback from him. It's very, very rare. And not only do I not get much good feedback, I get a whole lot of negative feedback. And by that I mean if he's in his room and I walk in, he grunts in a way that says, I don't want you here. Or if he's laughing and I start laughing with him, he gets mad at me. So there's a lot of things that he does that makes me feel like he just does not like me. And sometimes he tells me that. Sometimes he tells me worse than that. But it always brings me back to what my oldest son said, which is we have to understand almost a new kind of love, and that love is completely and totally unconditional. It doesn't matter if they say it back. It doesn't matter if they treat us well. Nothing matters except for the fact that we love them, and they know that we love them. And that can be really hard. With our typical kids, at least we get feedback. They'll say, I love you back, or they'll say thank you, or they'll give us some sort of feedback on occasion that lets us feel like we're on the right track. But with some of our kids, we get none of that. So I want you to know that you probably experience the same kind of situations I do, which is we try to give unconditional love, but it's not easy. It's not easy when you never hear anything back. But I want you to know that they know, because of your actions and the way you treat them, that you love them. So, if you're like me and you don't get much feedback and you give and give and give, I want you to understand that the joy is in the giving. And it doesn't matter if he ever says to me, I love you, or if he ever smiles at me or laughs with me. What matters is that I can give, and that's who I am at the core. So I'm grateful for you because I know that's who you are too. So hopefully that's helpful in some way. If you've liked the videos, or any of them have ever helped you, share them for us. Let's get this message out to as many people as we can. Have a great day. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.